It's round 8 of the Women's Super League, and the Leeds Rhinos women are back at Sports Park Weekwood to face Featherstone Rovers following last week's match against York, which has gone down as a victory in favour of the Rhinos. But we are back and ready to go. And alongside me, I'm Dan Hawkhead. Alongside me this afternoon is second row centre. She's scored 3 tries last time we played Featherstone over at their place. Elle Frayne. Elle, coming into this game, what can we expect from the Rhinos? How have you girls prepared this week?
You know, we've just haven't changed much really in training. You know, we've just been doing what we do, working on mainly attacking plays. I think even against York last week, it let us down, I think. But, you know, I think we're ready for it.
And as we come into, I say, not really the close season yet, but we've only got 2 games left here at Sports Park Weekwood. How much do you girls love playing here?
You know, it's great to play here. You know, we always have quite a good crowd. And it's great to see how many people support the women's game.
And looking for yourself as a personal thing for this season, getting in the starting team a lot more, is that something that you're really loving when you're out on the field?
Yeah, it's great, you know. I mean, I love even getting picked, you know, to be in the squad, but in the starting pack, it's always great to be that first 10 minutes.
So we will run through the teams for this afternoon's tie, starting with the Rhinos. And at fullback, as ever, is Caitlin Beavers. On the wings, Madison Laverick making her starting return. She's worked very hard to get back into the team after her injury. Yeah,
you know, Maddie has been a bit unlucky this season, but, you know, she'll come back stronger than ever, and I think she's going to really prove herself today.
Youngster Fran Goldthorpe as well, scoring in the Challenge Cup final. She's on the other wing. And at centre, it's Chloe Kerrigan, not Kerrigan, and Sophie Nuttall. And in the halves, Hannah Butcher and captain Courtney Hill. How influential has she been this season with captain Lois Fossell still out through injury?
Courtney's been a massive influence on the team. You know, she's always so positive and always brings out the best in the girls.
And then moving into the front pack, which you'll know very well. Amy Johnson and Danielle Anderson, the props, with Tasha Gaines in at hooker. And at the second row, Amy Staveley, Charlotte Booth and Shannon Lacey, the head coach, Adam Cuthbertson. Very strong team, you would say they're from the Rhinos.
Yeah, I'd say that's a really strong pack, especially in the middle. You know, got your likes of Jono and Danielle Anderson. You know, got the England call-up, and they're doing great this season.
So we'll move on to the Featherstone Rovers lineup, and at fullback is Chelsea Senior. On the wings, Chloe Reynolds and Brogan Kennedy. At the centre, Grace Cotton and Jasmine Hazel. The halves are Katie Hepworth and Adria Dobson. And into the pack, Paige Stevens and Steph Grenham are the props, Charlie Blackburn at hooker. And into the front row, Jess Hammond, Nat Harrowell and Zoe Teese. And the head coach, Johnny Payne. And you'd say, what do you know of those players, Elle?
I'd say Katie and Andrea are definitely the players to watch. You know, last time we played over there, they caused, you know, a bit of trouble in the middle, because I'd say they're leaders in that team. You know, they've got great experience, and you know,
they've scored a lot of tries between them as well this season. And on the bench for both sides, the interchanges for Featherstone, Hannah Bairstow, Kaylee Bullman, Grace Dyke and Helen Teasdale. And for the Rhinos, youngster Kira Bennett, only 16 I believe, in at hooker, and Danielle Anderson, Danica Prim, Ellie Oldroyd and Ness Harriman complete the lineups. So we're minutes away from kick-off. Looking down to the tunnel to our left-hand side. If we just look at the Women's Super League table at the moment, at the top we can see there Casper Tigers 16 points, 2 points clear of St Helens. The Rhinos then behind them by another 2 points. It's tight at the top, you'd have to say.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, Cass and Saints have both had a cracking season so far.
Wigan maybe dropping off though after their grand final success last season in fourth.
I'd say Wigan haven't been as successful this season. They've lost quite a few of their good players to other teams.
And then down below we can see Bradford Bulls, Featherstone Rovers, who are the opponents today, Wakefield Trinity with just the 2 points, and York City Knights with no points after coming away winless here last week. So we are just waiting on the teams arriving to the field. Plenty of the starting lineup, as we've said, for the Rhinos. Women did play in the Challenge Cup final, which doesn't seem that long ago, but you girls paraded the trophy around the field at half-time.
Yeah.
Against Catalans. How was that for you?
Yeah, it was a great experience. You know, so many people are supporting the women's game now, and it's growing massively. And we've got great support from the club. And
it was great reception from the fans as well, clapping you all the way around.
Definitely, yeah. It was a cracking game on Friday as well. So.
How was it to walk around the south stand with the trophy and seeing all the kids as well wanting to get pictures with you with the trophy?
Oh, it was great. You know, it's nice to see that so many children look up to us.
But plenty of them are here today. We've had Methley Warriors and I believe Alton Raidettes have been playing pre-match. They'll be the flag bearers for this one. So we are minutes away from kickoff. Can Leeds join St Helens on 14 points? But you do look at the fixtures from today. Cass play Wigan, which will be game of the day.
Yeah, definitely, I'd say so.
Obviously ourselves against Featherstone. Bradford Saints, which is on our league at the moment. That's another top clash to say how well Bradford are playing this season.
Yeah, Bradford have had a cracking season so far.
And then as well, Wakefield, York City Knights down at the bottom end of the table. It's who can get the 2 points for that one, as the teams begin to come out just to our left-hand side. With their player mascots led by Courtney Hill and Andrea Dobson, the captains of the sides. I think we can definitely say that Featherstone defensively are quite good looking at the result that you girls got there earlier in the season. Obviously yourself scored three tries in that one.
Yeah, it was a bit of my first time on the wing, but it went okay, I guess.
Very positive one at that.
Yeah.
But only a 24-16 win, so you'd be hoping home soil a big result, but can't be too wary, can you, in games like this?
I think it'll be a really tough game. You know, Featherstone, they're having a good season so far, and like you say, they are really strong in defence.
So it'll be Courtney Hill, who's got the ball in her hands in the middle of the field, ready to get this one underway. Stay with us for the full 80 minutes, and post-match we're hoping to hear from Adam Cuthbertson, the head coach, and two of the girls from the field, no matter the result. Obviously we'll have Elle with us as well. As Leeds preparing to kick off. So the York game last week in terms of the league was the second or third game that you girls have played here, looking at you played away for most of the season so far.
Yeah, I know it's been nice to be back at Wheatwood. It's all, you know, the staff, they always treat us well as well.
As Hill kicks off, it's taken at the back by the Rovers. That's Paige Stevens running the ball in there early on. So looking to really ramp up early on of the Rovers. Themselves out of their own half. As this is Hammond. Sets one to line. Good tackle from Butcher and Gaines in there.
Hannah's defence is absolutely cracking.
Featherstone continue now. Dobson shifting it on to Grenham. Just takes the ball down just in front of our commentary position, 40 metres out, and the kick sliced up in the air. Daniel Anderson with the uncharacteristic take, you'd have to say. It's never usually you see her catching a ball.
And a good take there.
So Leeds now with Staveley powering up down the middle. It's definitely a battering ram in the middle.
Staves is a powerhouse, you know. She's so deceiving when she runs because she's so fast and powerful.
And Shannon Lacey in there as well as Lacey breaks away. She's got no following up with her though. Does get the ball away eventually. Out to Frank Goldthorpe. Brilliant finish from the young winger. And Leeds early on the board, a minute played in this game. And Leeds up 4-0. Great start, El.
That's great. You know, Shannon, she's had an amazing season so far. And, you know, she's had an England call-up and she deserves it 100%. As you can see, she's a really strong runner and she saw an opportunity there to give it to Fran. And Fran always finishes them, so.
A 4th try of the season for Fran since coming up into the first team from the 19s. You say she's kind of the Caitlin Beavers superstar story from last season, you'd have
definitely.
to say.
Fran's a great player.
She's got the players around her as well. Chloe Kerrigan out on that far edge. Shah Booth as well.
Yeah, that left side.
Shah definitely brings experience, doesn't she?
Yeah, definitely. You know, Shah really talks it up on that left side.
As Hill be looking for a better day with the boot after last week. It wasn't her day, was it really?
Yeah, I know.
15 goals so far in the league, 37 overall. In all competitions. That's Hill. Looks over the ball, swoops it round, hooks it through the posts, and Leeds up to an early 6-0 lead. Great try there from the young winger. So it'll be Katie Hepworth. Let's get us back underway. That great start, electric start, you should say, really, from the Rhinos.
Yeah, hopefully we can keep it up.
Butcher just hesitant before picking that one up, before letting it go to Daniel Anderson, who powers up down the field. Takes 3 players with her. She carries a lot of bodies. We've talked about Amy Staveley already and what she can carry. Daniel Anderson does the same.
Yeah, Daniel Anderson is a great player.
Another one of those to be called up into the England squad. Yeah. 5 of those. There's a little knock on there for Amy Johnson, so Featherstone back with the opportunity. It's been a pretty eventful 5 minutes to say you opened the game. Expect this to be, as we come to expect from all the women's games this season, you girls really like to start on the front foot and get a try in, you know, a matter of minutes.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, it's good to always have the front at the start of the game. But hopefully we can keep them out.
As the Rovers coming again this time. It's Grenham again, carrying the bodies. Butcher and Nuttall, who usually has been out on the wing this season, Sophie, dragged into the centre.
Start of this season, she started at second row, but you know, Sophie's a really versatile player, and you know, a couple ask her to play centre, wing, second row, she'll play anywhere. 6
tries to her name as well. It's got to be one of her good seasons. That's a little high there on Shah Booth. She takes them though and plays on through to Lacey. Picks up and carries down to the 30 and keeps those legs pumping. Let's just get her over the 40. 35 out here, Leeds. Hill drops it inside to Amy Johnson, another to be called up to the England team and representing the Rhinos.
Yeah.
at the nines and PNG, I believe.
Yeah, that'll be a great opportunity.
Oh, it's Gaines goes through. Little step. And great from the hooker.
Yeah, it's great to see Tash back in action.
So made a debut this season, was with the Rhinos last season, but was out through injury. She's taken the most of her opportunities this season. It's a great little step off the left. And back on her inside. Great try. Doubles Leeds his lead.
Yeah, that's great from Tash. You know, she's naturally a half, but she's been playing hooker this season. I think she's starting to settle into the position more.
It's tough as well to break. So that Hannah Butcher, Courtney Hill combination, you can't really break into that, can you?
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll wait for Hill to add the extras and takes up to 12 points to 0. Five games left of this season. 2 of which, as I said, will be here next week. Next Saturday, you'll be up at Emerald Henley Stadium. You'll be looking to get involved in that one, won't you, El?
Yeah, that'll be great. You know, playing Cass again. I think it'll be a tough contest, but hopefully we can get the win.
So the 19s were there the other night, beating Widnes as that conversion goes through. I think all of you girls will agree as well. It's a special experience playing at the obviously the home of Leeds Rhinos.
Yeah, it's great. You know, we're all grateful for the opportunity.
Featherstone just slow back to the kick-off, looking to just compose themselves.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be too happy because they haven't had a great start, but
Hepworth again. Kicks the ball out towards Chloe Kerrigan, who uses his foot but misses it. And it's gladly picked up by Shah Booth. Kerrigan now waits at dummy half. Picks it up, and that's a clean knock on. Unlucky from the centre.
Yeah, Chloe won't be too happy about that, but I'm sure she'll make up for it in a defence.
Another one to come into the Rhinos last season along with yourself, El.
Yeah.
And made a real impact on the side.
Yeah, she has. I mean, at the 19s, Chloe was one of our standout players. And she's doing great this season. Yeah, look.
And there you go. Straight in there. First hit.
That's Chloe for you.
And she's making up for her mistake straight away.
Yeah.
As Featherstone trundle forward once more. That time it was Hammond. Now moving it over to this far side of the field. Senior gets out to the edge. That's Chloe Reynolds. She's taking it into contact. Shah Booth. Connor Hill covering for Kerrigan, who made that stonking tackle down this other end of the field. Nat Harrowell gets them to within 15 metres of the Leeds line here, Featherstone. It's a great position to build. Short pass.
Yeah, hopefully we can keep them out here.
Defence will be key here for the Rhinos. A Grubber kicking behind, looking for the winger, but Madison Laverick just dots it down in goal. Safest thing to do, they'd have to say, but she wasn't getting out.
Yeah, definitely.
After the ankle injury, I believe it was, wasn't it, for Madison?
Yeah,
coming back into the team will be.
In the pre-season, so she's been out all season. She made a comeback last week.
She's been named in the 19 for the last couple of weeks. Obviously just making sure that she's ready to go is key. You don't want her to pick up that injury again, and you want players like her at her best.
Yeah, Madison's a great player, and I'm sure she'll perform well today.
It's Teese in the middle of the park. We go to the right here with Paige Stevens, and the referee blows for the penalty. For crossing there. It's not a usual one. Dobson just gives herself up to Chloe Kerrigan before offloading the ball, and Hammond now edges the Rovers closer. The round of the sticks here. Go left. Driving that ball in. It's Teese again. Takes 2 or 3 defenders. Amy Johnson and Shannon Lacey in there. Hepworth. Onto Dobson. Looks to spin it out. Well wrapped up there by Sharboov.
Yeah, I think with Andrew, you've always got to expect that dummy because she does do it quite a lot.
As a ball is passed wide. And Grace Cotton is just well wrapped up there by Courtney Hill and Fran Goldthorpe when it looked to be maybe a certain try here for the Rovers. Now it's with Hannah Best off the bench. On 5th tackle now. Hepworth. Glover kicks it into the middle and it bounces off Amy Staveley's arm. Referee is waving play on. Still on 5th tackle. I'm surprised with that one as the ball goes over the head of Madison Laverick looking for the edge player. Instead it just rolls into touch and panic station's over there, I think, El.
Yeah, I think they were panicking quite a lot then.
Looked like an inventive kick when they did decide to slide over onto this far side, but you'd say Madison had that covered.
Yeah, definitely.
So just over the 12-minute mark on the clock. Leeds are already 12-0 up. Thanks to tries from Tasha Gaines and Fran Goldthorpe in the opening minutes. Leeds have really. But since then, the Featherstone have come back into this game, using the opportunities they've get. But they've got Leeds in a great position as it's a good tackle on Chloe Kerrigan there. I think that's Chelsea Senior. Wrapping up there. Butcher uses a inventive dummy at the line and sets Daniel Anderson free. She's away in the number 10 for the Rhinos. Bounces off Grace and carries on. Gets the offload away to Lacey, who carries on going. This is weak tackling, you'd have to say, from the Rovers. And Hill eventually spots the gap out wide and is in for Leeds' 3rd.
Yeah, that was
it took a while, but
that was a great play from the girls.
See on the replay, the break from Anderson then sets Lacey free. We just see there's a little bit of a mix-up. They're just watching the player there, the Rovers. And Courtney Hill with an absolute strolling in the end.
Yeah, that was great support from the girls.
That's her 5th try of the season. 6th try, sorry. 13th overall. So with that hat-trick against Warrington here in the Challenge Cup. Just aims this one up for goal, Courtney. He really has led this team this year. When you, from the start of the season, when you knew obviously you didn't have Lois through injury, she has really stepped up as one of the leaders in the pack.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we had quite a rocky start to the season and things didn't really go our way, but Courtney's led the girls really well.
We've seen that so far today, not just with a passing but a kicking as well, looking for yourselves out wide.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, she's a great kicker and she has had a few sessions with Kevin Sinfield, I believe, so.
Learning off the best,
yeah.
You can say. As she slots that one. A relatively straightforward one. I think Kev will be happy with that one. We're just going to see the initial break again here from Anderson. Just beats the 2 players and then runs over Chelsea Grace to carry on and somehow gets the offload away. There's 3 players around her there. That's a brilliant offload.
Yeah, no, Danny always looks for that offload, as you can see in the Challenge Cup. Set up the winning try, so.
Sets Courtney, well, set Shannon Lacey, then set Courtney Hill away. We say memorably, yes. Full highlights of that game and now on the Leeds Rhinos YouTube page. So, following today's conclusion, if you want to relive all that, the action from that day, go and watch them all. As Kerrigan carries that one back in, nice and strong. Make sure she holds the ball on this occasion. Johnson. Carries 2 players with her. Just shy of the 50-metre line, and the poor kickers put Leeds in the great position here. The poor kick-off. Lacey again, and the forwards once again on a roll. They're really going forward here.
Yeah, the girls are looking really strong today, and I think our forward pack is, I'd say, one of the best in the league. The girls are really fit and they're all really strong as well.
Is that something that you girls work hard on during the week? Is especially in the forwards, is sort of the intensity and doing the minutes required?
Yeah, definitely, and we've got Cuthbert as well.
It's a little bit of a help, isn't it? As Kerrigan gets the ball out wide to Goldthorpe, who isn't going to get to the corner, but the pass inside is taken by the Rovers. It's forward anyway. So it's a decent place to turn over the ball, 10 metres from their own line. Although the try wasn't there, the defensive opportunity is here for us now.
Hopefully we can keep them in their own end.
It's Chloe Reynolds picking up the loose ball on that occasion. As Hill just receiving a bit of treatment over on the far side of the field. She is off now, Courtney Hill. So we're seeing Kira Bennett come back on. See her enter the action in a matter of minutes. Is this now where you'll be seeing Tasha Gaines come into the half-back role that you mentioned before?
Yeah, Tasha will go in the halves and Kira obviously be at 9. But Kira's had a great season, so, well, in a few games that she's played in, but having a call-up from the 19s, it's great, a great opportunity, with me last season, and it's great to get that recognition, I guess.
It's good to see that you girls are also being fed through from the 19s and been given the opportunity so early, Kira and Fran, 16, 17.
Yeah, they're so young and they're both great players and bring a lot to their team.
Stars of the future women's game, I'd say that does include you as well, Elle. That kick is well taken there by Madison Laverick. Under pressure from Kaylee Bowman, sorry. There's another one off the bench. Reeling the changes here. Featherstone just as they look to come back into this game. Beavers. Just takes a one-off drive back in and carries 3 players with it. Just stopped on the 40-metre line. Playing for the ball. As Bennett gives it to Johnson. Out the back, Gaines. Look for the gap out wide. Kerrigan's out there. Was flung to the ground eventually by Grace Cotton. And knocks the ball on. Didn't quite see that one, which is... She's not having the best of starts, is she, Chloe?
Yeah, she won't be too happy, but she will make up for it.
Like we've seen before with the big hit on. As the scrum's packed down, which is shy of the 20-minute mark in this opening half. Leeds really taking opportunities, hence the 3 scores that are on the board. Featherstone as well. Of course, there's some issues. So we knew it would be a very different game to the one last week against York.
Yeah, definitely.
As Bairstow plays the ball, then for Stevens. Moving the ball out wide once again. That's Grace Cotton over on the far side. And they go short again to Featherstone. It's an interesting opportunity there from Blackburn. Let's try push down that edge. We know Chloe will be up for it anyway. As Bairstow once more. Well taken there by Bennett, and Amy Staveley in there. Slaps on the back all around for that tackle on the 5th. Now for Leeds. High kick. Is well reclaimed from Goldthorpe. We were all holding our breaths then. So that she dropped that one. It was a really good effort.
Yeah, that was a great effort from Fran.
Obviously catches it in goal as well. Is the added bonus. So Bennett. The first Leeds change. of the afternoon. As we say, we've got Danica Prim, Ness Harriman, and Ellie Oldroyd also on the bench as well. As Bennett passes to Johnson, who plays it short to Anderson, and it was a real hospital pass, you'd have to say there, from Johnson. No chances of Anderson taking that one so close to the defensive line.
Yeah, I think definitely panicked there, I think. Or I think Fev were just moved up a bit too quick for us.
And that could be one of the ways that they can sort of get around you girls, because you're very hard to break down, as many teams have seen this season, like Castleford saw in the Challenge Cup final. There are a couple of areas like the Tamsin Rain have tried, but for the majority of the game, you girls were really defensively sound.
Yeah, we've been concentrating mainly on our defence massively, you know, especially goal line D. But
which has come off so far. Featherstone still with that naught next to their name. After some opportunities on that goal line. So come forward once more, this time through Blackburn. He's inside the 10 metres here. Can they hold out? Hepworth. Inside ball. Looking for Bairstow. He's forced to play the ball once more, and out dummy half goes Hepworth. Anderson's up to the challenge. There's 4 defenders in there. Great defence on the 5th tackle as well.
Yeah, it was great effort from the girls.
They'll have to come out of metres from their own line here. Caitlin Beavers with the first. No doubt we'll see her in open space later on in the game, like we do.
Yeah, she'll definitely find some space.
There's not really a game, is there, when she hasn't gone for a full length run at some point.
You know, if Caitlin finds a gap, she's gone.
Like we saw as well in the Challenge Cup final, we'll keep alluding to it throughout, but like in that game as well, for her try finding the space on the edge. It looks like Danica Prim's out there, and she just has the ball stripped by Andrea Dobson. Clever from the experienced Featherstone player. She was protesting now, I think, Prim, that wasn't quite at their ball. She's kept hold of it in that scenario. Dobson shifted on again, this time so with Helen Teasdale. Plays the ball, Blackburn shifts it on. It's good Leeds defence once more. On the 3rd tackle, Blackburn moves short side once more. Dobson, flat pass, it's bobbled by Cotton and reclaimed in the end, I think, by Goldthorpe. It just seems to be the little areas like the key passing, it's just not going right for them at the moment.
Yeah, I think Feather panicking a bit too much.
Trying to force the game, we're only 25 minutes in. It's not what you need to be doing to force anything, is it?
No.
It's Gaines. Feeds a scrum. Oldroyd also, the other change out on the park. Change of the front line. She's another one of the younger players in the team.
Yeah, Ellie's a really strong player.
Come off the bench 7 times this season. Started 4 times.
Yeah, you know, she comes off the bench and she makes that impact.
As we just see her take another drive in. Good running from the substitute prop. Butcher moves over to this left-hand side, looks for Beavers. As we say, eyes up looking for the gap where she can go through. Shuts quite quickly on that occasion. Good defence from the Rovers. Nuttall just loses that one. Laverick takes it to ground, but in the end,
yeah, I think the girls were just unlucky.
Really looking at that for Nuttall, because if she catches that one, she's in clear space, or she can let Madison Laverick in the clear space as well.
Yeah, them two will work really well together, I think.
Back each other to the line as well. Dobson. Now for the Rovers. Taking the ball in. It's Teasdale. Plays it for Blackbrook, who sends it back on the inside. That's a really good hit up in the middle of the park there. Bairstow really felt the impact of that one. Dobson again. Onto Hepworth. Plays it to... As Rovers now again come down the middle of the field. Plays it out wide. And the referee brings the ball back in Leeds' favour. And we're saying just the key areas, the basic rugby. It's just letting them down at the moment for Featherstone.
Yeah, I think they are forcing the game a bit too much at the moment.
With Leeds on top as they are, it's very hard to get them off that pedestal. As Oldroyd carries that in for the first. Anderson, as we've seen strongly all afternoon, she's not even been off yet. As Danielle Anderson. You'd expect her to maybe do the full 40 minutes in this one?
Yeah, definitely.
She's there ready to take the ball from Bennett and feed it onto Prim. Levels up, takes two with her. Tries to stay upright. Maybe get the offload away like we've seen a couple of times this season. An experienced prop, Gaines. Instead of shifting that one right, takes it herself. And on the fifth tackle now, Leeds. Booth looks for a right. Gives it to Butcher, who's forced a chip and chase over the top. Hepworth looks to have it covered. And it's taken in the end there by Kayleigh Bullman. And those little chips and chase over the top could be really dangerous. Sophie Robinson, we say best wishes to her in her recovery from her injury, but scored two tries, really two good tries over the chips from the top against Warrington in the Challenge Cup.
Yeah, Sophie will, these next few months she'll definitely be missed, you know. She's a great player for us out wide.
We are wishing her all the best in her recovery.
Yeah.
And hopefully we see her back out on the field.
Yeah, definitely.
At Bairstow. Tackled well there by Gaines, and Kira Bennett in there as well. Pushing the back just to try and force it on the kicker. The referee instead is back, I think, for the push on the kicker after the kick was taken there, which is a bit... Isn't brilliant. Just letting Featherstone back into the game here. As Hazel cannonballs into the line. Butcher and Staveley in there. Blackburn. They're really looking to use the edges on this one, aren't they, Al? They've used the far right. Now they're using this left-hand side.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to take all the opportunities they can get.
As that's Hammond. That one in the line. Blackburn again. Onto Hepworth. Shifts it to Dobson, who just loses it at her feet. And allows Sharboot to push away. Then releases Tasha Gaines. In the meantime, get beats too. He's eventually dragged down to ground, but a great run there. And this is where Kayleigh Beavers can be at her most dangerous.
Yeah,
looking for the breakaway like she does. Dancing around 2 or 3, gives it an inside to Anderson. Good tackle in the end from Charlie Blackburn. Staveley just able to pick that one up. The referee allows play on. Beavers picking up the loose ball in the end. Bennett onto Staveley. Looking to get the offload away. Instead just hangs tight, takes it into the line. Prim spots the gap in behind the ruck and powers through it herself and carries on towards the line. 10 metres away here, Leeds.
Yeah, Danica's another player that's got great experience.
England international played at the 2017 World Cup as Oldroyd with a bit of space in front of her. Can she score, Ellie Oldroyd? Yes, she can. Weak defence over on that far side. Just opens up.
Yeah, I think that's Ellie's first try of the season.
That
so
is
she'll be happy with that.
That is her first try of the season. I could see the space. Just bounces off one. And how's that to score your first try, as you say? Taking the lead to 22-0, and Leeds really, with 9 minutes left, back on top. Gaines will take over the kicking duties from Courtney Hill, who's sat currently in the dugout just to our left-hand side.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's quite happened there with Courtney. Hopefully she'll be good for next week, or maybe even the rest of the game.
We'll try and get an update in half-time for you tuning in on YouTube and Facebook. We do hope you're enjoying the coverage as Gaines puts boot to ball and gets her first of the afternoon. Taking Leeds' lead up to 24-0 with under 10 minutes remaining. So Leeds still on top. Never that they've wavered, but Featherstone have had some opportunities. It just looked like there's a couple of tired bodies out there for the Rovers. They'll be definitely be clock watching, you think, at this point, just to get themselves back in the changing room, have a chat with the coach.
Yeah, definitely.
As Booth picks that ball up, looks for the space back in the middle of the field, moves laterally across the line, runs at Hazel and takes the hit. Good run in there from the second rower. Nuttall now getting herself in the action. She's not had plenty of carries in this half, but look at just pick one or two up. Now it's Anderson to spin away and gets the ball out to Beavers. He's always supporting him behind the ruck area. There's two Rovers players go down. And that's Helen Teasdale, I believe, that's down currently. Hopefully nothing too serious, as Daniel Anderson is.
Yeah, I hope she's all right.
We're saying finally, but I don't think she wants to leave the field. She could go for the rest of the game. Ness Harriman now introduced. A great story, Ness. Had a great trial period with the club last season.
Yeah.
Worked her way through into the first team.
No, Ness is doing great this season.
31-year-old making a stand in the Rhinos team.
Yeah, you know, she did. When the first team first started, she was part of the first squad, but she left for family reasons, but she's come back now. You know, Cuthbert asked her to come back. And
she's back at it and at her best, you forgot to say. She's looking to make an instant impact like we've seen from Anderson on the force throughout this game, as the referee's going to blow up for crossing, I think, with this one.
Yeah.
How often though do we see Butcher making those little darting runs in behind that she's scored from so many times this season?
Yeah, Hannah's dangerous.
Probably more dangerous when you've got Courtney Hill off the field. That kick comfortably finding touch. So I'll start 40 metres out and already over the halfway line, thanks to Steph Greenham. That's Jess Hammond. Takes that one in, good tackle by Harriman. Oldroydham Prim as well in there.
Yeah.
The Rovers now again one up plays, not looking to create anything, which is a little bit troubling. Around you are in your opponent's half, you're looking to maybe throw the ball around a little bit like they are now. Senior gets it out wide. It's a good tackle though, down that far side. Dobson, Hepworth, pulling the strings throughout this half. The two halfbacks been running the game. Before setting Hazel in there. Good tackle from Bennett. Harriman as well. He's gone down. It's trouble for Adam Cuthbertson. It's a good take there by Goldthorpe, who looked to have a little bit of a breakaway, running back towards the action.
Yeah, hopefully Ness is all right.
As I say, fingers crossed for Ness. Well, they come on the field. It's just that final tackle, wasn't it, against Nat Harrowell? Just took a big shot. It's just left on the ground. She's back on her feet, which is great to see.
I think it just might have been winded.
In a minute, she gets a pat on the back from Hannah Butcher. So Leeds now with minutes remaining in the half. Goldthorpe will play the ball here for Bennett. He gives it on to Booth. Bounces off two challenges, bounces away from Dobson as well. And she's out to get the visitors this afternoon, Charlotte Booth. She's like
Char's a force to be reckoned with. You know, she's a really strong player, both in attack and defence.
We said about Staveley being a battering ram, so Charlotte on the far side. As Bennett just wrapped up quickly in that challenge there by Greenham. So Leeds on halfway. Gaines. Onto Beavers.
Hopefully Beavers going to find that space out wide.
It's almost a question of when.
Yeah.
Is she going to find that space? And Goldthorpe as well. Also one of the electric players in this lineup. Already scored. Could she get a second? Wrapped up nicely. Make sure she doesn't go any further. Bennett. Gaines. Long kick out wide, looking for Laverick, and it's cleared. Both Laverick and Kaylee Bullman. And instead it'll be a Featherstone scrum on the 10-metre line.
Yeah, I think we were just a bit unlucky there.
Again, we'll be taking our time here, looking at the clock. So 4 tries for the Rhinos so far in this half. Frank Goldthorpe opening up the scoring. Well, Tasha Gaines and Connie Hill also added tries. Ellie Oldroyd, the most recent of those scorers. Connie Hill with 3 conversions and Bennett with just the 1 after Hill went off. Hopefully we'll see her back out in action in this one as Bairstow. It's the edge. Featherstone out of their own half. Blackburn. Good tackle from Nuttall.
Yeah.
The referee's called that high.
Yeah, I think it wasn't Sophia. I'm not sure which player it was, but I think they did catch the neck.
The ball once again heading over to where our commentary position is. And well caught by our producer, just to our right-hand side. So it's a one last chance here for Featherstone to add some points to the scoreboard before the referee blows up for half-time. Good run in there from Zoe Teese. And Prim also then holding down. Earns Featherstone another penalty.
Yeah, I think we're giving them quite a lot of opportunities.
plenty of opportunities in this last
I know.
sort of 5 minutes or so, haven't they?
Yeah.
Taking their offer. It's whether they could take it that's going to be. Well, Matt's gone into half-time. You prefer to go in with a score next to your name rather than with a big 0?
Yeah.
As Dobson gives it up to Best. That's a great line from the substitute. Can she beat Beavers? We'll find out. It looked like a good tackle there.
Yeah.
It is in the end. She's short as well. Didn't end up in goal. Hannah Butcher left on the ground.
That were a great defensive effort from Caitlin there. It gave the girls a chance to, you know, come in and
Made sure she wrapped the ball. No one's allowed to be free. Just see that again. It's a brilliant line from Hannah Bairstow. Straight through, and we just see her there wrap up the ball. Butcher in there as well. She just rolls over there. It's like an ankle, doesn't it?
yeah. It's not too great because Courtney off as well.
Be interested to see who moves into the halves at this moment then. For what's left of this game. Hepworth with a little juggle. It's shifted on then out to his left-hand side. And finds Hammond. Nuttall, Laverick. And Staveley in there. And it's Reynolds. Kicks taken by Beavers. And he'd say safe enough for the Rhinos here. Nuttall. Working her way out of the 10-metre zone. Goldthorpe adds a little bit of pace, runs at the referee, trying to find the gap. Gets offload away eventually to Shannon Lacey, who's the person you want to give that ball to at the moment. And she's in clear space here, Shannon Lacey, no one in front of her. And she beats the final tackler. Can she score? She gets it back on the inside to Kerrigan.
Yeah, a cracking run from Shannon and great support from Chloe there.
Absolutely fantastic from the Rhinos. You take a real team performance. Goldthorpe starting it off, giving it off to Lacey, who you back to score. It was great support as well from Caitlin Beavers and the try scorer Chloe Kerrigan. Choices either side. And this should be 30 points before half time. As one of the Featherstone players is receiving a little bit of treatment. So hopefully we can see the replay of that one. We do. We just see Goldthorpe there, who spots the gap. Featherstone just too slow. She skips out of that one. Ball out the back, and you're not stopping Shannon Lacey, are you? You're not stopping her.
No, she's a really strong player.
Backs herself, beats Senior. Keeps on going. You're thinking she's got it. It's a great tackle in the end from Chloe Reynolds. It's a ball out.
Yeah, great support from Chloe there as well.
So Gaines steps up for a second. Safe as you like. So at half time, Leeds Rhinos 30, Featherstone Rovers 0. Tries we've just seen there from Chloe Kerrigan, Fran Goldthorpe, Courtney Hill, Tasha Gaines, and Ellie Oldroyd. 3 goals from Courtney Hill and 2 at the end from Tasha Gaines. Sees the Rhinos going at half time leading. Score 30 points to 0. So in this half time here, alongside me I've got Sophie Robinson, who did, as we say, score a hat-trick last week, but did pick up that injury against York. Sophie, just give us a bit of an update on the injury so far, just for the people watching on Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, so I had surgery on Monday, broke my ankle in 3 places and dislocated as well, but yeah, I've had surgery now, so it's going to be a long road, but 6 weeks no weight bearing, which I think is going to be difficult, but yeah, I'm on the road to recovery now. Yeah, just thanks everyone for like the well wishes and everything. It's really helped. Yeah,
You're staying really positive, and I think that's really a credit to you as well. You know, and you've just mentioned all the support you're getting from people at home. How's that helping you?
Yeah, really, yeah, it's really helped. Like especially waking up after surgery and seeing everyone's well wishes. Yeah, it just shows how much like the Leeds Rhinos fans and like everyone in rugby league cares. Yeah, so I've got the girls around me as well. So just trying to be positive and know that it's going to be a long journey, long recovery, but got everyone's support and everyone around me, so it's appreciated.
It is a real family, like you say, and obviously you're on the sidelines today watching. What do you think of the performance so far?
Yeah, looking good. I think the girls will be a little bit disappointed, to be fair, because yeah, trying to improve our attacking, so it's just a few drop balls, a few mistakes, and I think the girls will be disappointed in that, but yeah, they'll have a talk at half time and hopefully cut down on errors, and I expect them to come out and put a few more points on the scoreboard as well. But defence, we're always good at defence, which shows because it's still 0 at half time. So if we just carry on that and then up the attack, and I think it'll be a good score at the end of the game.
Elle said that you girls have been working so hard on goal line defence in training, and that's really showing to keep that 0 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, we work really hard on that. We like to not let teams score against us, so it's what we work a lot on, which shows today, yeah, it's 0, because Featherstone they're putting up good attack against us, but yeah, I think our defence just shows how much we've worked on it and how well we've got our defence sorted now.
And for those that may be tuning in for the first time to women's rugby, especially with our women, which players maybe are going to kick on in this second half, and who's the startlet that can pop out?
I think today Fran's looking very good on the wing. She's had a few breaks, and I think once it opens up, she'll get some more space and hopefully get in to score. But yeah, I think we look strong across the board. Danny Anderson, as always, making breaks. Shannon Lacey as well. She looked like a winger out there, just making that break then. But yeah, I'd watch out for them few players today.
Thank you so much, Sophie, and
Thank
also
you.
good luck on your recovery as well.
Thanks.
So we'll just hand over quickly to head coach Adam Cuthbertson to hear his thoughts of the season so far.
Held by his neck there as Dwyer goes to Cuthbertson. Cuthbertson's going to try and force his way over in front of the Western Town.
I feel like I've always known how to play the game really well. I wasn't always gifted with the best speed or the best strength or the biggest body on the field. In fact, I've got one of the weirdest shaped bodies on the field, so my strong suit was know-how. It was a great opportunity that came up to take on the head coach of the women's Leeds Rhinos team, and the rest is history. I find this last couple of years is just player management. I think that's really, really important as being a head coach, or just coaching in general. You need to get your best out of your players, and you need to learn what makes them tick. And if you don't take that time and put that energy to learn, the traits of your players, the best of their abilities, their game, even their personalities away from the field, I think the rest of it doesn't sort of coincide, because you can tell someone to do something all day long, but if you don't know how to tell them or don't know how them to pick up on what you're trying to put down, then it's a very, very hard job to do. That's where I've been quite blessed in my career. I've obviously had Mac, who was here for a number of years and won a lot of trophies coaching the Leeds Rhinos. I've had Wayne Bennett, Des Hasler, Ricky Stewart, name a few, who've all got their own approach at coaching and their own brilliant style, which has won them many premierships over the year. It's not always easy, but nothing worthwhile ever is. I've learnt to deal with myself and coaches in and around training a bit differently because obviously, I know what I want as a coach. So then, on the flip side, if you contradict that by doing it yourself while I'm playing or training, you kick yourself a bit. You kind of think back and go, hey, well, I wouldn't want that. So why would I do that to my head coach now? So little things in understanding the game. Like I feel like probably I coach a lot defense really well, and my team's traits are their defense, and it's a really strange one because my personal game is quite offensively based. So it's really strange what sort of comes out of you when you're on the flip side and you start coaching. And I feel now that's starting to evolve into my game a bit better. My defense is getting a bit better. So basically, because I've got to preach a lot, and the girls pick me up on it too. That's the other thing. They come to any of the games and they'll pick me up. Hey, you told us to do this. You're not doing it yourself. We sort of got together and we created this environment at training with the help of my staff and the likes of Lois being involved as team captain. We tried to create an environment that we could keep, and when new players came in and younger players stepped up, that they could just evolve straight into and become part of. The belief one another has just all gone up a notch over the 2 years. So we haven't tweaked too much in terms of style of play and that, and we try to keep our style of play because I think that's what's been different between us and other teams. We were clear underdogs. Cass had been favourites all year. They'd won everything. They'd smashed everyone off the park, and it just took an understanding of how good the girls can be and preaching to them at training and showing them clips and practicing on certain things. And we pretty much went out there and just executed exactly what we wanted to do, leading into that. And we just went to training, worked hard, turned up on the day. Played in some big matches now, won some trophies, but that was up there. Basically because I'm on the other side of the fence in the sense where there's not much I can do once kickoff starts besides give advice and send messages and whatnot. It was a really proud moment of me for the sake of where we've come from as a team, what club we're playing for, and then putting that all together and managing it out in the field to go get a really, really memorable victory, which I'm sure will go down in times because it's sort of the start of something big and new for women's rugby and rugby league in general. So very proud moments. After the first couple of sets, I knew we were on. It was like a bit of an emotional roller coaster, really, because they go away and come back every time you're defending your own trial, I suppose, especially with a class outfit like Cass and the way they move the ball. But it was a brilliant one, and was nervous, but I suppose the number of hairs I still got left on my head speaks for itself about how nervous and stressed out I get sometimes. But I would swap it for the world. It's absolutely brilliant. I love doing it. It's a true enjoyment. To help bring a team such as the women's Super League team, Leeds Rhinos women's Super League team, to the club and create that team, and for the however long that they continue to play for, they could go on for 150 years. You feel like you've accomplished something, and not only just accomplished something, it's just great seeing the community and everyone else come out that really starts to get behind them, and just giving that little bit back to rugby league in general is basically what it's all about. And the game's taken care of me for so many years now, so I just think it's great to give back, with everything you've learned over the years.
So back up for the second half, and it'll be Hepworth that gets us underway. Goldthorpe on the first take. It was great to hear from Sophie at half-time, Elle.
Yeah, definitely.
Great to hear what she had to say, and as we said, thank you for all the kind messages you have been sending through to her. And Leeds win the early penalty. Harriman back out on the field. It's good to see she's recovered from that injury that she did pick up in the first half, that knock. Back out there, and Oldroyd coughs the ball up. And Hazel recovers here for the Rovers. Bairstow. Gives the ball on to Teasdale. And straight at Danica Prim there. Maybe not the best option. Featherstone then get another penalty. It's all racking up here for...
Yeah, I think we're giving them one too many opportunities.
Work their way down from to the 40-metre line, right on into Leeds territory. With Bairstow with their hands on the ball here. On for Dobson. To Blackburn, who's straight in front of those posts. Good tackle in the end. Oldroyd and Harriman in there. Comes life, and that's a fumble from Hammond. And all that pressure is just taken away with a simple knock-on.
Yeah, I think we got lucky there.
Beavers there with the run. Bennett for Staveley. Powering in down the middle, carries two players and attempts to stay on her feet. Has to go down eventually. Bennett on for Oldroyd, looks across at Danica Prim but takes it in herself. Scored, as we say, her first try of the season in that first half as Staveley with the ball for Gaines. A little knock on, and referee Neil Pascal turns the ball over once more, and a scrappy start to the second half, Al.
Yeah, I think the girls will be panicking a bit, obviously, with Hannah and Courtney off.
Who looks to have gone into the halves? I'm just looking around the park, and it's...
I think it's Tash and...
Tasha being the single ball player at the moment. I think Kira Bennett's doubling up her roles at the moment.
Yeah.
As the Rovers come forward once more. Bairstow waiting at the back of the ruck. Picks that ball up for Hepworth. Sends it on to Hazel. It's a good tackle from Prim, and Gaines in there. As Leeds holding the defence strong at the moment. Dobson booms the ball out, and Goldthorpe nearly intercepts. I was so close before Brogan Kennedy picked it up. Kerrigan there just sweeping up the end of that one, and Prim, that's a bit high. Totally unintentional, but silly to concede. It's a fourth or fifth error now in favour of the Rovers.
Yeah, we haven't had a cracking start.
That's Hammond. Takes the Rovers to within 10. Can Leeds' goal line defence hold out here? Dobbs with the wide pass. Fumbled and dropped by Grace Dyke. And Leeds back on the attack, where they like to be. 5 tries in that opening half. Well, to set a platform once more. Bennett, Staveley, bounces off 2. Goes into a third. Taking the tackles, Amy Staveley. Bennett. For Prim. She has to beat 2, and won't be surprised if we see the offload at some point. She can get her arm free. Eventually it goes to ground. Bennett. Shapes and goes. It's a good tackle from Hepworth. To make sure that the young Leeds hooker doesn't go any further. And now it's Lacey. set up 2 tries in that first half. He's definitely making a statement, as we say, one of the England players in this lineup. And a good kick is well fielded there by Grace Dyke. As the Rovers come forward once more. Senior playing at fullback just beats 2. Now it's with Kaylee Bullman. Come all the way from the far side of the field to field that one. Kick away from Dobson. Could have gone out on the full. And it has gone out on the full. Poor error. Someone of that experience, you wouldn't really expect to make those sorts of mistakes, El.
Yeah, I think she won't be too happy with that.
It's an experience of Dobson, Hepworth as well.
Yeah, they're their 2 key players, I'd say. Bring a lot of experience to the Featherstone start.
So Bennett here gives it to Booth.
Oh.
Booth tries to break the line. Good tackle from Featherstone. Bennett. Booth wins the penalty. I'll get a bit ahead of myself there, and Leeds with the penalty. Holding down. She wanted the quick play. Instead, Leeds tap and go with Prim. Carries 2 in the tackle. Eventually goes to ground. Bennett looks for Oldroyd, who's following up, and eventually gets the offload away to Anderson, who's back out on the park. We said she wouldn't be away for long, but she loses the ball in that tackle. Lucky for Leeds. Bairstow onto Jasmine Hazel. Tries to make as many metres as she can. Bullman skirts across the line, beats Kerrigan. Can't beat Goldthorpe, who's up to the challenge. Good tackle from the young winger of the Rhinos. Full of energy, as Sophie rightly pointed out at half-time. A scorer as well in the Challenge Cup final earlier in the season. As they come across the line here, Featherstone, that's Paige Stevens. Has to take the tackle by Lacey and Bennett. Instead, it's a little kick in behind, which doesn't go very far. An easy field for Chloe Kerrigan. Gets away from Blackburn and powers through herself. And we're looking for a much better second half than she did have her first, El.
Yeah, I think she's definitely making up for it in this half so far.
It's Prim, good stint on the field, exits the field. And Johnson on. A couple of players just do a bit of treatment. Kerrigan is getting looked at by the Rhino staff. She'll play the ball now. Anderson. That galloping stride she has that's so iconic of the Leeds number 10. See her break through the line a couple more times you'd expect in this second half. Johnson. Another one that carries Leeds within 20 of the Rovers try line here. Anderson. Gaines. Looks to break through again, spots a gap. But well pulled down there by Grace Cotton over on the right side. Bennett spots the gap, offloads away to Beavers, who's in and around again, which we'd expect. Another sloppy pass, though, to Anderson.
Yeah, I think we're overplaying it a bit too much there.
We're hanging her out to dry a bit, Danielle Anderson. That's the second time she's been given a flat ball. It's been tough to take. So 10 minutes gone in this second half. No additional scores for either side. As Featherstone come forward here. Good carry from Hammond. Met though by Laverick and Harriman. And then follows it across and puts a big shot on Bairstow, who also gets the offload away. The Rovers coming forward once more. Bennett wraps her up. Anderson as well. They seem to have a bit of a roll on here, Featherstone. Hepworth, short to
Yeah, I don't think they're holding back the
Hazel.
second half.
I think at the score as it is, you can't hold back, can you? You can't afford to.
Yeah, they'll definitely want to get a try this second half.
And a little chip over the top again, looking to beat Fran Goldthorpe, but there's no chances there. As Dyke just lets it go and immediately runs into Bairstow. 10 metres from their own try line here, Leeds. Beavers. Bounces off 2. And now Anderson. Upon a plate, twice for that she's dropped, but carries that one in with confidence, as we've got to know from the former Alton Raidette. Johnson now, just that ball's loose, and the referee will give a knock on. Another error.
Yeah, we've made quite a lot of errors this afternoon, but hopefully we can fix them.
Consistency is key, isn't it? Looking to keep her, defensively we've been quite consistent, but it's just an attack. We're just losing the ball and forcing an error.
Yeah, I think you can definitely see that we're missing a bit of that leadership from, Courtney and Hannah, but the girls are doing really well to say, they've just got over it and,
they're playing on
doing what
strongly.
they can.
As Hepworth moves it over to this far side. That's Hazel. Taking that one in. Hepworth again. Short once more. Looking to beat Sophie Nuttall, who's up to the challenge. Staveley as well. Well done from the lead centre, Sakura, and Hepworth again. We'll talk about influential players. We don't need to say how her and Andrea Dobson are impacting this game so far. As Dobson again shifts it onto Greenham. He's forced to ground. Dobson, crossfield kick, looking to try find Dyke. The ball eventually goes dead. And really at the end of the day, nothing set from Featherstone, because Leeds are going to get 7 tackles.
Yeah.
Sitting Goldthorpe, she's just taking that ball in slowly. Look at the scoreline. Can Leeds add to it? So that's a big results on this ground. They have played here this season. Warrington the most. Is Lacey now. Pushes away and gets the offload to Nuttall. She's got a bit of space to find in front of her. She gets away from 2 offloads back inside to Bennett, who dummies it.
Bit of show and
And
go
finds Laverick on the outside. Can it be a try on her first team return? Not quite. It's a quick ball for Bennett again. Short side play again to Nuttall, who finds Laverick, who gets away from 1. And as we say, on her return, a well-deserved try there for Madison Laverick.
Yeah, definitely. She deserved that.
Just see the offload there from Nuttall. And all she has to beat is the full-back, Chelsea senior. And it's easy enough at the end of the day.
Great support from all the girls there.
So Gaines once more with the kicking duties. Bit of a more difficult one. I don't think. Has she been I guess she hasn't been training with Kevin Sinfield as much with the kicking. Tasha?
No, obviously with Courtney being the kicker, Tash hasn't really kicked. Well, only against I think a few in the pre-season. She kicked quite a bit, but apart from that, she hasn't really had much opportunity.
Staking her claim at the moment then to try and get a third. afternoon. It favours her as a left footer. We'd have to say that the wind has picked up here at Sports Park Weetwood. Had a bit of rain beforehand as well, so relatively slippy surface out there. But for kicking, the wind's going to play you'd expect the wind to play a big factor.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully she can get the kick.
This Gaines steps up. Left footer nice and low, but strikes the right hand upright.
Yeah,
So
she was a bit unlucky there.
So the score remains at 34-0. We say very unlucky. To hit the post, I think that's better than maybe getting it through the post sometimes.
Yeah.
So Leeds extend that lead. We said only moments ago scoreless after the first half, but Madison Laverick there adding her name to an extending score sheet to make sure Leeds take a 34-0 lead. Said Leeds so dominant at Sports Park Weetwood. Elle spoken so positively of playing here and the facilities. And it shows 4 wins so far this season from 4. Should be 5 from 5. You'd expect.
Yeah, I'd like to think so.
That kick just comes off the ankles of Shannon Lacey. There's claims from the Rovers that there was a hand in there. She seemed pretty confident, didn't she, Shannon, that she'd pick that up cleanly.
Yeah.
As Johnson, one of those players that settles the game down. I think Amy, she carries the ball in, but she just slows the tempo down.
Yeah,
and it just
definitely.
brings the game back under control. There's Daniel Anderson, who's just played that ball there. Very much the opposite, very explosive in the pack of Caitlin Beavers. We say, give her the space and she'll go.
Yeah, she didn't quite have the space there.
Didn't quite as Bennett. On to Gaines. It's across to Anderson. Who bounds away from 2 offloads back inside to Gaines. Is it a second for the Leeds hooker? Yes, it is. She just about fends off. Charlie Blackburn.
Yeah, it was great support from Tash, and she's having a cracking game.
She's making a real statement. Is the hooker. 5th try of the season in all competitions. She did a really good job to fend off Charlie Blackburn there. Really good job. And as ever, once the floodgates open for Leeds, they've well and truly opened. So we're going to do them on the camera so far. I've already mentioned it, so it's just Hannah. So just wait for Gaines. To kick this one, we can just see the smiles on the faces of the Rhinos as they walk back. Very happy with their performance today.
Yeah, they've got every reason to be. You know, they've been playing really well. Although there's been a few errors, the girls have backed each other all the way.
And that's the team camaraderie that's really in the camp of the women, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. You know, team first always.
As Gaines kicks that conversion, a 3rd of the afternoon out of 4. Takes Leeds up to 40 points, and for Featherstone, this could get embarrassing.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think they need to regroup and, you know, fix up them areas.
For a side that beat Wigan last week, it's really been total opposite.
Yeah, I'd say so. They've been forcing it a bit too much, I think.
And as we've said, I think only a try will just settle their spirits a little bit. Keeping a knot next to their name, frustrations are going to build. Because Leeds, as we know, will carry on scoring. As Harriman picks that ball up nicely in the second row and carries back into the line. So just a quick update on Courtney Hill and Hannah Butcher. So Hannah could return back to the field. She's only had a bang to the knee. So we could see her back out on the field as Ellie Oldroyd fumbles that one. Whereas Courtney Hill, on the other hand, won't be back for this one. She's out with a shoulder injury, which isn't promising signs, is it?
No, definitely not.
The injuries we've picked up over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Could open up the opportunity for some more of the younger girls coming through.
Yeah, I think hopefully Courtney will be all right there.
As Bairstow finds a gap through the middle, she's got to beat Beavers again. That time Chloe Kerrigan coming across. Great tackle from the Leeds number 16. Hepworth out wide, fumbled by Bullman. Eventually brought to ground 10 metres out here. The Rovers really building where they can. Hammond can't quite get the offload away. Expect to come right here for Hepworth. It's short. And she looks to turn over and score. It's well held up. Well done from Leeds. Great effort. Hepworth looks to deeply kicking goal.
Great take from Fran there.
Brilliant taking goal. Surprised the referee's not brought this back. She looked to catch that while she was in goal, but we'll see if this is a referee signalled a goal line dropout here. She must have just been in the field of play. It's unlucky. So just closing in on 15 minutes left in this one. As that dropout goes very short to Hazel, who eventually picks up and is immediately pounced upon by Kerrigan and Harriman. As Harrowell takes that one in for Rovers. Bairstow, flat pass onto Stevens. Meters short of that line. Moves to this left-hand side again. It's just a little bit too robotic. Gets offload away to Dobson, who fumbles. And although it looked promising, it just looked very robotic there from Featherstone. The passing wasn't as smooth as really what would open up a gap.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to, you know, take every opportunity they can get.
As we said already, they're the essence of, they're at peril of trying too hard, aren't they, at the moment?
Yeah.
As Staveley runs straight through a gap. That's a massive gap for Amy Staveley to dart on through. Gives it up to Caitlin Beavers and shut the front gate already, because Caitlin Beavers is coming in for a landing under the posts. Brilliant from Leeds.
Yeah, she found that space eventually.
From one end to the other. And just what we said about Frank Goldthorpe, Caitlin Beavers is utterly just electric through the line. And it all started with Amy Staveley's break, spotting the gap behind the scrum, straight through the gap. And who was there to support? You know who. The Rhinos fullback and England fullback. A nice easy conversion as well for Tasha Gaines. get her fourth of the afternoon. So the sixth player to add her name to today's score sheet, Caitlin Beavers. In a thorough performance here from the Rhinos. As Gaines, shots conversion, we'll see it again. You just see the gap there. It's just left by Senior, and Staveley is immediately away. Dyke's just hanging off her.
Yeah, you can see Staves looking for the support there. That's great from Caitlin.
Like we've said, just as soon as she gets that ball, you're betting on her to put that ball down under the sticks. And the job of, it's just that little bit harder now for the Rovers, who try and be a little bit creative, and Kira Bennett just watched that ball. Didn't quite want to commit to diving on it, instead just watched it.
Yeah, I don't think she quite expected that.
Can they add the first points here, Featherstone? Dobson for Hepworth again, pass goes to ground. As Stevens now. Well tackled by Nuttall and Anderson. Blackburn. Again, partner back by Johnson and Ellie Oldroyd as well, who's still out on the park. Ellie getting plenty of minutes with Hazel, looks for Dyke, and that's easy enough for
Yeah, that's
Fran
great from Fran there.
She almost gave herself up, didn't she, there, the Featherstone winger?
Yeah, definitely. Great defence from Fran.
Great slide, as you say. Knew her man, knew where the touchline was. As Leeds again, looking to gain something from this scrum. And Anderson again loses, looks to lose that ball for a moment on a one-on-one strip. Instead, the referee waves play on, and Oldroyd just allowed to take that one in. Once more. Blackburn again. Just cover tackling for Featherstone at the moment. Needs some positivity out there to the Rovers if they want to. Surely Scotland doesn't get any bigger, but Amy Staveley's on the break, and again, ball's in one hand, looking to offload. An opportunity this time, plenty of bodies around that one. Booth back out on the park. See Danica Prim as well on the edge of the dugout, wanted to get back on the park. As Bennett's kick just sits up nicely for Dyke, and Goldthorpe pushes her into touch. And a great effort from the Leeds winger.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it showed in the Challenge Cup as well. That left side was great in defence.
We've got Shah Booth back out there as well over that side. That's got a bit of confidence, to say the least.
Yeah.
As we approach the final 10 minutes. 46 points to 0. In favour of the Rhinos here at Sports Park Weetwood, with myself, Dan Hawkhead, and Elle Frayne as well. As Tasha Gaines takes that ball beyond the 30. Anderson charges in at the line. Breaks away from two, looks to turn around and ground. Just about held up. Can't be far off with that attempt.
No,
at all.
Great effort from Danielle there.
Bennett to Johnson. Doesn't even look for the pass, Amy Johnson. She wants to try. Bennett switches the play again. Gaines, Beavers. Well wrapped up there by Hepworth. As Bennett once more. Gaines, inside ball to Staveley. Just keeps those legs going. Can't quite get over though from that distance. Bennett doesn't see the gap in front of her as Gaines charges away through. The ball's just dotted down in the end there by Chloe Reynolds, and that's the safest thing to do when you've got 3 Leeds players charging onto you.
Yeah, definitely.
Now's the time to not take risks. So the kickoff, as a dropout, sorry, is short again, and that's unlucky from Chloe Kerrigan. Really unlucky, just straight through the arms.
Yeah, it's really unlucky there for Chloe. I'm sure she'll fix it up in defence.
If you need reminding, just cast your mind back to the big shot she put after the scrum in the first half.
Yeah.
It's a great shot, and she'll look to do the same again here. In there with Oldroyd. So we'll be hearing from 2 of the players post-match and head coach Adam Cuthbertson. So do stick around to hear their reaction from this game. And also their thoughts ahead of the Challenge Cup rematch against Castleford at Emerald Headingley next Saturday. There's a great community day going on as well, inviting all the younger players down, promoting women's rugby. As they do.
Yeah, it'll be a great day.
Do stick around post-match and also show your support as well for the Rhinos women, as always. As they look for touch, Kerrigan, Goldthorpe and Gaines. Bairstow just hooks that ball straight out of play. A little bit of frustration, I think, setting in for the Rovers now. They know the game's lost.
Yeah, I think a few heads are down.
If that ball just bounces in the field of play and then rolls into touch, it's a great defensive position, but it just turns over, doesn't it, at this stage? And Leeds, we say, 10 yards from the halfway line.
Hopefully we can get a few more points.
Breaking the 50 barrier is always a target, isn't it, for you, you girls when you're playing here? As Bennett for Johnson charges down the field and does carry the ball well, Amy. We'll say that about all the Leeds forwards.
Yeah, Jono's great. You just always taking hit up straight down the middle, charging through.
They know their job. They know their job. And execute to perfection. So does Shannon Lacey there. Really do set Leeds the foundations to try and score as Booth spots the gap. It's a big hit up there with Dobson. Bounces off the shoulder. There's gains for Bennett. To Beavers. This is looking for shadowing here for the Rhinos. There's Gaines. Dabs a kick through, and there's another knock on there from Featherstone, and the referee, I think, should wave back to one as Goldthorpe with the biggest gap to go through and score. Said the referee's just having a word with his linesman. And if he's going to award a scrum, it will be in Leeds' favour. From the subsequent knock on. There we go. So just give it a couple of minutes, El, but just to think about who your player of the match is going to be today.
I think Shannon Lacey has had a cracking game, and I think she definitely deserves it.
we go, Shannon. Scoring, assisting in 2 tries, and Gaines. Brilliant for Tasha Gaines.
I mean, Tasha Gaines as well, I'd say.
You've got to put her out there now, haven't you? As soon as you name a player.
Yeah.
And they go do something like that. Brilliant from Gaines, spots the gap. Double pump, wheels back round, and dots the ball down. I'd have to agree as well. Another that's had a brilliant game with you.
Yeah, I think Tasha's definitely made a mark this game. She's made a massive impact.
She's really led when Courtney and Hannah have been from the field.
Yeah, you know, she's stepped up and taken on that role and done a really good job.
So, as we inevitably would have thought, the 50 points have emerged with 4 minutes on our game clock. Of course, that's just a rough estimate. We're not 100% sure with stoppages and whatnot. As Gaines, the try scorer. Just bides the time. So it is windy out there, but that's no matter. A nice conversion from the Leeds Rhinos, number 14, taking the score to 52-0. I won't be surprised if we see another try after this. As you mentioned already, Al, a lot of those Rovers' heads are down and walking back.
They're close to giving up now, I think.
To give them credit, they have fought on, especially with the 13-0 scoreline at half-time.
Definitely, you can still see that the effort's there, you know, they're still giving it their all.
Especially at the start of the half when they had those opportunities to, on the Leeds try line, of course, it didn't come off for them, but they really have tried to take their opportunities, and that ball spirals before being picked up by Kerrigan in a rash tackle.
Great take from Chloe there.
Looks a little high as well. Booth goes across. Latchley, the field chief, answers a try for herself and levels up straight through the line, looking for the support on her outside, but she carries on going sharp, and that's not free. Picked up by Chelsea Senior.
A great effort from Shah there.
You could see she was looking for the try. She was going for it.
Yeah, there was no holding back there.
Great cover tackle to make sure she didn't go any further. As Rovers now away, and Ellie Oldroyd just targets the player up and bounces it away, and eventually he's picked up by Danica Prim, who fancies herself a try this afternoon. Get her first of the league season, second in all competitions.
Yeah, I think Danica's another player that's had a cracking game today.
Oof, it's a big hit from Dobson there on Kerrigan. She's taking the hits today. Gaines. Flat to Johnson, who has to take that relatively high.
I think she's lost the ball
And
there.
the referee has given that as a knock-on.
Yeah.
So just in the final act of this afternoon's game. We do hope you enjoyed. If you've watched on Facebook and YouTube, do stick around post-match to hear from head coach Adam Cuthbertson and two of the girls from the field. We're very happy with the result today. Let's see how results have gone in the other games. See whether the Rhinos will go joint second with St Helens. As Featherstone just to work their way out their own half. Dobson passes on to Bairstow, just tries to shrug away from Kerrigan, who does a good job in the end. with Goldthorpe as well. Gets a pat on the back for it as well. This was a good effort by Kerrigan. Bennett just shapes up. The Featherstone player there, Dobson. Early kick. Just looping it round. Using the wind as a guidance. Goldthorpe will pick it up. And just beats Dyke there for absolute pace, and spots the caps in front of her as well as Frank Goldthorpe. That's a monster
high
tackle.
tackle there.
That's a monster tackle on Frank Goldthorpe.
Yeah.
Just at the climax of this game.
Yeah, I think she'll definitely feel that one.
The referee has blown the final whistle. Maybe not how we wanted to finish that one, but the Rhinos women winning 52-0. Tries coming from Caitlin Beavers, Fran Goldthorpe, Madison Laverick, Courtney Hill. 2 from Tasha Gaines, Shannon Lacey, Ellie Oldroyd. Kicks as well coming from Gaines and Hill. My thanks to Elf Rayner, a great job on co-commentary this afternoon. We do hope you've enjoyed it, and that you stick around to hear from Adam Cuthbertson and the players post-match. Fleetwood as the Leeds Rhinos women with a confident win today against Featherstone Rovers. Adam, head coach, just tell me your thoughts of the game.
I thought it was really good from our lot. We responded really well. We've had a big couple of weeks in the sense where we've sort of come off the back of a bit of a hangover from the Challenge Cup final, and then obviously suffering a bad injury last week within the team has hurt us a bit as well. Not just in a physical sense, but emotional. The girls really care for each other and want to dig in for each other each week. So we needed a really good response this week against a really tough Fev opposition, and I think we got it, and it puts us in a really good position going forward for the rest of the Super League competition.
And as ever, scoring plenty of tries. I think 6 or 7 different try scorers on the board. How good is it to have threats all over the park for yourself?
Yeah, it ended up being like that basically because our two halves had to come off the field. We had a couple of niggling injuries that we didn't want to really risk, so we brought them from the field and slotted a few different girls in different positions, and I think they responded really well. And because of it, we ended up getting a few tries in different areas that we might not usually. We played to different strengths that we usually don't, and it looked really good, especially when Natasha had to step up today for the second half there at half. I know she doesn't like me calling her that, but yeah, she stepped up really well and took control of the game and showed us what she's capable of in that position as well. So it's good to know that going forward, and it showed a lot of character today in the girls, that they can move about, still turn up and do a good job.
Can you give us a bit of an update on Courtney and Hannah and how serious their injuries are?
Yeah, no, it wasn't serious at all. It's just more or less I've got a duty of care as a coach as well to take care of the girls and make sure that we're getting the best out of them week in and week out. And if I feel like putting any of them at any risk, I'd rather have them come off the pitch and try some of the girls in different positions that are very capable of it.
And as well, next week, a big game against Castleford up at Emerald Headingley Stadium. You'll be wanting to save those players for that, but how are you looking forward to your girls running out there?
Yeah, it's good, and it'll be really exciting because I got a taste of what the new sheds are like yesterday, and the facilities are just unreal, and it'll be good for the girls to get that chance to have that opportunity that we have and play in front of hopefully a really good crowd. It's the Challenge Cup final rematch against Cass, so hopefully we get a good response with the crowd and the attendance, and people get out there to support us.
All the best for that one as well. Thank you very much, Adam. So we'll just call in Natasha Gaines, one of the man of the matches called by Elfrain in that one. Natasha, as we say, coming into play half back in that game, how did you help control it?
It's just one of them things you've got to pick up from where your last half back started. Just hit at the line, keep on going forwards, and hope that somebody's going to be there to be on the push for you.
For this season as well, coming from hooker, which was Lois Vassell's position last season, you've really made it your own, scoring 2 tries today. How happy were you for that?
I would trust a bit. I came out here, I wasn't even expecting to get over, to be honest. I get more out of setting a try up, but amazing to get over myself.
And you're one of the threats, obviously, in the forward pack with strong running. How does forwards like Danica Prim, Amy Johnson, that have all had England experience, really set you guys up and set the foundations for you to score?
It sets the standard for everyone after they take that run in, and you've got to be on their back. If you're not on their back, then you've missed a chance of getting over or setting up for the next play.
And like I've just said to your coach, Adam Cuthbertson, how are you looking forward to running out next week at Emerald Headingley? You had a bit of a taste against St Helens, but against Castleford, the league leaders.
We'll just go into like we have with every other game, hit up, run hard, and hope that we come away with that win.
Thank you very much, Tasha, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Finally, we'll just call in Chloe Kerrigan. Chloe, starting at centre today. A good performance from yourself, and another 50 points here at Sports Park Wheatwood.
Yeah, it's amazing experience to be with these girls, and starting at centre, I always have the position, so it's nice to get upfield.
And Featherstone were a really tough opponent in the first half. They were really did press on the goal line at some points. Did you guys ever waver?
Well, of course, there's always that doubt in your mind that they're going to cut on your inside shoulder or your outside shoulder, but you've just got to make sure that you're open-minded and just hit the player in front of you that's got the ball, and don't shoot for any dummies or anything.
And for yourself, you've got Fran Goldthorpe outside of you, such a talented young star of the game. How good is it to know that she's there and her finishing capabilities?
She's amazing. Is my little gizmo. I call her Gizmo because she reminds me of like one of my little gremlins. But she's such a talented young lady, and for only 16 years of age, she's got so many years on top of her. It's such a nice little connection we've got on the wing now, and we've made a good little partnership and things like that. So it's really nice to have her there.
And for yourself as well, it is a very young team. Are you guys setting the standard for young rugby league?
I'd like to think so. Like obviously, I've coached a few girls now, and they always come to watch me, and it's nice to think that they look up to you in a way, and you've got to try your hardest for them, and obviously be inspired and don't give any grief or anything.
Thank you so much, Chloe, and congratulations on today's game. So next week, as we've said, the Leeds Rhinos women will be up at Emerald Headingley Stadium facing Castleford Tigers women in a rematch of the Challenge Cup final. Do show your support next Saturday, but we will be back here at Sports Park Wheatwood at the end of August to face Bradford Bulls, and as well at the end of the whole season, at the end of September, will be Wigan Warriors women. So keep watching, and we'll see you soon.